Hi friends, thanks for stopping by. Today I want to share with you guys some tasty recipes as well as give you guys a look at some fall decorating and give you a look at how I plan my decorating season to season. I also want to share some tips with you along the lines of how and why I decorate, so I hope you'll stick around. We're doing our best to provide nutritious foods to our children, and we had just learned about the incredible health benefits that sourdough lends. And so we're doing our best to prepare delicious sourdough recipes for our children, and we're excited to see the long-term effects of consuming fermented grains. Now, moving on to a fun activity, my sister has a beautiful garden. She and her husband assembled this garden this year. They did all the landscaping themselves, and they had a plentiful harvest, as you can see. So it was a lot of fun for Auntie to invite my children to pick the garden vegetables, and she just had a plethora of different veggies, and I thought it was just a great opportunity to get the kids outside and involved, and they felt so special that they were able to reap the rewards of the garden. We weren't able to create a garden space in our home this year, but hopefully next spring we can assemble some garden boxes. So now I'm sharing with you my stockpile of fall decorations that I've accumulated over the past 5 or so years. Looking at all of these decorations, you can see that my style has changed a lot throughout the years, and so I have different types of decorations in different shades and tones, and honestly, decorating is a little bit of a learning process. So it's easy to fall into trends and to purchase things that you see on the cover of magazines or across Pinterest or Instagram. But having owned my home now for a couple of years and having decorated it these past couple of years, I'm really honing in on what my style truly is, which is essentially European cottage. Now, that's a style that I've always been drawn to, and even growing up in my bedroom, I had a lot of European pieces that I used to decorate my bedroom. And so now that I have my own home, that style is still quite prevalent in my decorating, and that's just what I'm drawn to. A lot of what I've accumulated doesn't meet that style, so I'm doing the best I can to integrate what I've purchased and make it fit our space. I have kind of narrowed down some decorations that I think work well together. And here's a look at what I've assembled. My style is definitely more minimalistic, and I'm trying to keep things very streamlined, cozy, but easy to clean and intentional. Now I'm giving you a look at my kitchen area. Something that I want to point out is that things are always changing around here. So you just saw this vase of stems in my living space. I moved it over to my kitchen to see if that's where I want to keep it. I'm always shifting things around when I first decorate. I'm the kind of person that likes to put a lot of things out there and try them out and see what works and what doesn't work. I also like to decorate with food. I think that the best decorations are those that reflect the season in a really genuine way. And so with fall comes colder temperatures, and I find myself doing a lot of baking and a lot of cooking. And so I use what I bake and what I cook with to adorn our home. I like to make our kitchen feel like a little bakery. So when I bake muffins, I like to put them on display. Now, to add some coziness to our kitchen, I implemented some more copper. I feel like copper is a great material that screams fall because of that orangey tone to it, and it provides such a beautiful glow when the sun reflects off of it. I think dried flowers are another great way to add some beauty during the fall season. These are fake fall stems, but if you could do the real thing, I think that would add another natural, beautiful touch to adorn your space. I'm still tinkering with all the decorating, so this is a very preliminary look at what our home will look like for the fall. Here is a look at our dining table. This area is also always changing, and part of it is because we have little children and we spend a lot of our time on our dining table playing table games, doing crafts, and I want to make sure that what I put in the center of our table doesn't obstruct our everyday activities. Now I'm going to share with you what we baked for this particular day. Nothing says fall more than pumpkin bread, and my son is a huge fan of pumpkin anything, and so he was thrilled to help mommy in the kitchen with preparing this pumpkin loaf. I'm talking a little bit more about nutrition these days because it's really important to us to make sure that we're filling our bodies with good nutrition. So when I was baking this pumpkin bread, I decided to use a recipe that doesn't include any sort of refined sugars. So the sweetener that we use is maple syrup, and truthfully, we prefer less sugary tasting things. I think our taste buds are used to not consuming a lot of sugar these days, and so for us, we really enjoyed this recipe because it's a healthier version of pumpkin bread, and I can serve it to my children without feeling guilty that they're consuming a lot of sugar that will affect their behavior and their development. So I'll go ahead and link the recipe that I used. We made a few tweaks to the recipe, like including these pumpkin seeds on the top. They're a great way for your body to break down toxins. So we like to integrate pumpkin seeds into our cooking and our baking. This pumpkin bread turned out so delicious. It was moist and flavorful. I also like to go a little heavier on the spices, so I added some more cinnamon and other spices than what was included in the recipe. But all in all, I would say this is my go-to recipe now for pumpkin bread, and I hope that you guys give it a shot too. Thank you again for joining me, my friends. I hope that you found this video to be inspiring and that you get some ideas to bring fall into your home as well. Take care and have a blessed week.